Donnie had always dreamt of escaping the busy city life and finding solace in the countryside. The opportunity presented itself when he inherited a farm from a distant relative. The farm was located in a secluded area, surrounded by lush green fields and rolling hills. Excitement and anticipation filled Donnie's heart as he embarked on this new adventure. As he arrived at the farm, Donnie couldn't help but notice a peculiar sense of unease lingering in the air. It was as if the farm had a secret, an untold story waiting to be uncovered. Ignoring his gut feeling, Donnie got to work, eager to make the most of his inheritance. Days turned into weeks, and Donnie immersed himself in the daily chores of running the farm. He plowed the fields, tended to the livestock, and gradually got the hang of farming. But there was something peculiar about the animals. They seemed restless and uneasy, their eyes filled with an inexplicable fear. One evening, as the sun began to set, Donnie heard a faint whispering sound coming from the barn. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, he cautiously approached the source of the noise. The closer he got, the louder the whispers became, growing into a cacophony of unsettling voices. Donnie's heart raced as he opened the barn door. Inside, he was met with a chilling sight. Shadows danced on the walls, and a cold gust of wind sent shivers down his spine. The whispers grew louder, filling his ears with haunting words. But before he could make sense of it, everything fell silent. Donnie was left standing in the dimly lit barn, questioning his sanity. As the weeks went by, strange occurrences became a part of Donnie's daily life on the farm. Tools would go missing only to reappear in bizarre places. The farmhouse creaked and groaned, as if it had a life of its own. Donnie's sleep became plagued with nightmares, visions of unknown faces and distant screams. Desperate for answers, Donnie turned to the locals, hoping to unravel the mystery of the farm. They spoke of a dark history shrouding the land, a tragic event that had taken place decades ago. The previous owners, a family of 4, had vanished without a trace. Some said they had been swallowed by the farm itself, consumed by its malevolent force. Despite the warnings, Donnie's determination to uncover the truth only grew stronger. He began digging through old newspapers and records, piecing together the story of the farm's past. The more he dug, the more he realized that the disappearance of the family was not an isolated incident. Legend had it that the land was cursed, a breeding ground for darkness. Whispers of sacrificial rituals and mysterious cults that had once inhabited the farm circulated among the locals. It seemed the farm held a secret that was desperate to be unearthed. Haunted by the chilling stories, Donnie decided to delve deeper into the history of the farm. He reached out to a retired historian, Mr. Thompson, who had dedicated years to studying local folklore. In hopes of finding answers, Donnie invited Mr. Thompson to the farm. The elderly historian arrived, his eyes filled with wisdom and curiosity. Together, Donnie and Mr. Thompson delved into the dusty archives, uncovering forgotten tales of darkness and despair. As they pieced the fragments together, a picture emerged, one that sent chills down their spines. According to their findings, the farm had once been a gathering place for a sinister cult known as the Harvesters of the Damned. The cult was rumored to have performed dark rituals, sacrificing innocent lives to appease an ancient deity that dwelled within the land. The disappearance of the family who previously owned the farm was believed to be a result of their involvement with the cult. Donnie and Mr. Thompson discovered that the key to uncovering the truth lay in a hidden underground chamber beneath the farm. The chamber was said to be the epicenter of the cult's activities, a place where unspeakable acts were committed. Determined to confront the malevolent force lurking within the farm, Donnie and Mr. Thompson set out to find the entrance to the chamber. Days turned into nights as they meticulously searched the farm for any sign of the hidden passage. Finally, in a forgotten corner of the barn, they stumbled upon a loose floorboard. With bated breath, they lifted the board, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Armed with flashlights and a mix of anticipation and dread, Donnie and Mr. Thompson descended into the depths of the underground chamber. The air grew heavy, suffocating, as if the darkness itself was closing in on them. The flickering beams of their flashlights revealed eerie symbols etched on the walls, remnants of the cult's presence. As they ventured deeper, the chamber opened up into a vast, dimly lit space. In the center stood an altar, covered in dried blood and surrounded by decaying remnants of rituals past. The air was thick with an otherworldly presence, and a sense of impending doom weighed heavily on their shoulders. Suddenly, a bone-chilling gust of wind swept through the chamber, extinguishing their flashlights. Complete darkness enveloped them, and a deep, ominous voice echoed through the space, sending shivers down their spines. The voice spoke of the blood that had been spilled, the souls that had been lost, and the curse that had plagued the farm for generations. Donnie and Mr. Thompson clung to each other, their hearts pounding as they braved the darkness. With trembling hands, they managed to relight their flashlights, illuminating the chamber once more. But what they saw made their blood run cold. In the flickering light, shadowy figures began to materialize around them. The tortured spirits of the cult's victims, trapped in eternal anguish, lurched forward, their eyes filled with sorrow and rage. Donnie and Mr. Thompson found themselves surrounded, trapped in a sinister dance with the damned. Driven by fear and an unwavering determination, Donnie pleaded for mercy, vowing to break the cycle of darkness that had plagued the farm. As his words echoed through the chamber, the spirits hesitated, their ethereal forms flickering. A glimmer of hope ignited within Donnie's heart. With every ounce of strength, he vowed to bring peace to the tormented souls, to break free from the clutches of the farm's curse. In that moment of unwavering resolve, the spirits dissipated, their anguished cries fading into the abyss. Exhausted but triumphant, Donnie and Mr. Thompson emerged from the underground chamber, forever changed by their encounter. Donnie made a vow to restore the farm, to heal the wounds of the past, and to ensure that the horrors of the harvesters of the damned would never be forgotten. And so, Donnie dedicated himself to transforming the farm into a place of light and hope. The restless animals regained their calm, and the farm thrived once again. But the memories of the dark past would forever be etched in Donnie's mind, a reminder of the fragility of peace and the resilience of the human spirit. As the years passed, the farm became a symbol of triumph over darkness, a testament to the power of courage and redemption. Donnie's journey, from inheriting a haunted farm to uncovering its chilling secrets, had transformed him into a guardian of the land, forever bound to its history. And though whispers of the farm's haunting past still lingered among the locals, a new narrative emerged, one of a farmer who had stared into the abyss and emerged victorious, breathing life into a once cursed land. The farm became a beacon of hope, a place where the ghosts of the past found solace, and the spirit of resilience thrived. Irvin was a middle-aged man who had recently inherited a large farm from his late grandfather. The farm had been in his family for generations and was nestled in the countryside, surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests. Irvin was excited about the opportunity to embrace his agricultural roots and continue the legacy of his family. As he settled into his new life on the farm, Irvin noticed something peculiar. The locals would often exchange knowing glances whenever he mentioned the farm, and some even warned him about its dark history. They spoke of strange occurrences that had plagued the land for years, but Irvin dismissed their tales as mere superstitions. One evening, as he was exploring the vast property, Irvin stumbled upon a hidden cellar beneath one of the dilapidated barns. Curiosity got the better of him, and he cautiously descended the creaky stairs into the darkness below. The musty smell of damp earth filled his nostrils as he reached the bottom. To his surprise, he discovered a collection of old journals, dusty and weathered with age. Irvin's heart raced with anticipation as he realized they belonged to his great-grandfather, who had lived on the farm during the early 1900s. Eager to uncover the secrets of the farm, he took the journals back to his farmhouse and began reading. The entries revealed a chilling tale of tragedy and despair. Irvin's great-grandfather wrote of strange happenings on the farm, including unexplained deaths, mysterious disappearances, and crops failing year after year. He mentioned a cursed well located deep within the woods, believed to be the source of the farm's misfortune. Intrigued and unnerved by what he had read, Irvin decided to investigate further. Armed with a flashlight and his newfound knowledge, he ventured into the woods in search of the cursed well. The journey was treacherous, with thick vegetation and eerie silence engulfing him as he delved deeper into the wilderness. After hours of tireless searching, Irvin stumbled upon the well hidden amidst the dense foliage. Its stone walls were moss-covered and weather-worn, giving it an ancient and foreboding appearance. As he peered into the depths of the well, he could feel an inexplicable presence, as if the very air around him was heavy with malevolence. Suddenly, a bone-chilling wind swept through the trees, extinguishing his flashlight. Irvin's heart raced as he found himself engulfed in darkness. Panic set in, but he forced himself to stay calm. He fumbled in his pocket for matches, praying for a glimmer of light to guide him out of this nightmarish situation. Just as he struck the match, its flame casting eerie shadows on the surrounding trees, Irvin heard a soft whisper in the wind. "Leave," it seemed to say, sending shivers down his spine. Ignoring the warning, he took a deep breath and continued to explore the depths of the cursed well. Undeterred by the warning and fueled by his determination to uncover the truth, Irvin cautiously descended into the depths of the well. The narrow stone steps were slippery and uneven, making each descent a treacherous endeavor. The air grew colder with every step he took, and an overwhelming sense of dread washed over him. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Irvin reached the bottom of the well. He found himself standing in a small, dimly lit chamber. The walls were adorned with cryptic symbols, etched into the stone with precision. The room felt suffocating, as if it held the weight of centuries of sorrow and suffering. As Irvin surveyed the room, his eyes fell upon a small, ornate box resting on a pedestal in the center. Its intricate carvings hinted at its significance, and his curiosity got the better of him. With trembling hands, he lifted the lid, revealing a worn parchment inside. The parchment was covered in faded ink, written in a language long forgotten. Irvin struggled to make sense of the cryptic symbols, but as he read aloud, an unseen force began to stir within the chamber. Whispers filled the air, growing louder and more intense with each passing moment. Suddenly, the chamber shook violently, causing Irvin to lose his footing. The ground gave way beneath him, and he found himself falling into a seemingly endless abyss. Panic consumed him as he hurtled through darkness, unable to comprehend what was happening. Moments later, Irvin crashed onto a cold stone floor. He groaned in pain, realizing he had landed in a hidden chamber beneath the cursed well. As he tried to gather his wits, his eyes adjusted to the dim light, revealing a horrifying sight. The chamber was filled with skeletons and decaying remains, arranged meticulously in a circle. It became apparent that the farm's dark history was rooted in something far more sinister than Irvin had imagined. This chamber was a burial ground, a place of sacrifice and unholy rituals. Terrified but driven by a newfound determination to break the curse that had plagued his family for generations, Irvin decided he must confront the evil that lurked within the farm. He painstakingly searched the chamber, desperate to find any clues or artifacts that could help him unravel the mystery. As he rummaged through the bones and decay, his hand brushed against a small amulet hidden beneath the remains. The moment he touched it, a surge of energy coursed through his veins, filling him with a strange sense of empowerment. It was a symbol of protection, a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Irvin clutched the amulet tightly, vowing to put an end to the curse that had plagued his family for far too long. With newfound courage, he made his way back to the surface, determined to confront the malevolent force that had haunted the farm for generations. As Irvin emerged from the depths of the cursed well, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The amulet he had discovered pulsated with a faint, comforting light, as if it possessed its own life force. He knew that it held the key to his family's salvation. Armed with the amulet and his unwavering determination, Irvin began to investigate the farm more extensively. He studied the old journals left by his great-grandfather, searching for any mention of rituals or ceremonies that could have contributed to the curse. Late into the night, Irvin stumbled upon a passage that spoke of a secret grove hidden deep within the forest. It was said to be the site where his ancestors had conducted their unholy rituals, making sacrifices to a dark entity in exchange for prosperity. Irvin knew that if he could find this grove and put an end to the cursed practices, he might finally break free from the farm's malevolent grip. Armed with a lantern and guided by the amulet's subtle glow, Irvin ventured into the forest once again. The moonlight filtered through the thick canopy above, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. The air was heavy with a foreboding stillness, as if nature itself held its breath in anticipation. After what felt like hours of aimless wandering, Irvin's perseverance paid off. He stumbled upon a hidden path that led deeper into the heart of the forest. The path was overgrown and barely discernible, but his gut told him it was the way to the secret grove. As he cautiously followed the winding path, the sounds of rustling leaves and distant whispers grew louder. The air became thick with a palpable sense of malevolence, and Irvin could feel the weight of the curse bearing down on him. But he pressed on, undeterred by the ominous atmosphere. Eventually, the path opened up to a clearing bathed in moonlight. Irvin's heart sank as he beheld the sight before him. In the center of the grove stood an ancient, gnarled tree with twisted branches that seemed to reach towards the heavens. Symbols were etched into its bark, pulsating with a sickly green light. Gathering his resolve, Irvin stepped forward, the amulet in hand. With each step, the malevolent energy surrounding the grove intensified, but he pushed through, his grip on the amulet tightening. As he approached the cursed tree, a voice echoed through the grove, a haunting melody that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the earth. Irvin recognized the voice as that of his great-grandfather, filled with regret and anguish. With a resolute voice, Irvin called upon the dark entity, pleading for an end to the curse that had plagued his family for generations. He held the amulet aloft, its light piercing the darkness that enveloped the grove. The ground shook, and a gust of wind whipped through the trees, as if nature itself acknowledged his plea. In that moment, the twisted branches of the cursed tree began to wither and decay. The symbols etched into its bark faded away, and the sickly green light extinguished. The malevolent energy that had plagued the farm for so long dissipated, replaced by a newfound sense of tranquility. Irvin stood there, a mix of relief and exhaustion washing over him. The curse had been broken, and the farm was finally free from its dark past. As he made his way back to the farmhouse, he knew that his family's legacy would no longer be tarnished by the haunting presence that had tormented them. The following day, the sun rose over the farm, casting its warm glow upon the rejuvenated land. Irvin, now at peace, embraced his newfound role as the guardian of the farm. He would ensure that the dark rituals of the past remained buried, and that the land would flourish with life and prosperity once again. From that day forward, the farm thrived, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience. Irvin's story would be told for generations to come, a testament to the power of courage and determination in the face of darkness. Oliver stood at the entrance of the abandoned farm, his heart pounding in his chest. The dilapidated farmhouse loomed in the distance, its weathered walls and broken windows sending shivers down his spine. He had always been drawn to mysteries, and the rumors surrounding this farm had intrigued him for years. Legend had it that the farm was cursed. Locals whispered about strange happenings, disappearances, and eerie sounds emanating from the property. Some even claimed they had seen ghostly figures wandering the fields at night. Oliver, a curious and adventurous soul, couldn't resist the temptation to uncover the truth. With a deep breath, he stepped onto the overgrown path leading to the farmhouse. The once manicured gardens had transformed into a wilderness of tangled weeds, adding to the sense of foreboding that hung heavy in the air. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the farm, and Oliver felt a chill creep up his spine. As he approached the creaking front door, Oliver noticed a faded photograph wedged between the cracked wooden boards. He carefully pried it out and examined the image. It depicted a family, their smiles frozen in time. Something about their eyes sent a shiver down his spine, as if they knew something he didn't. Pushing the door open, Oliver entered the farmhouse cautiously. The air inside was stale and musty, carrying the weight of years gone by. The walls were adorned with peeling wallpaper, the remnants of a once happy home. Oliver's eyes darted around the room, searching for any clue that might reveal the secrets this place held. In the corner of the room, he discovered a dusty journal. Eagerly, he opened it, his eyes scanning the faded ink on the yellowed pages. The entries spoke of a prosperous farm, of joy and laughter, but as he read further, the tone shifted. Fear and despair seeped into the words, hinting at something sinister lurking beneath the surface. Oliver flipped through the pages until he reached the final entry. The author described strange occurrences plaguing the farm, unexplained deaths of livestock, eerie whispers echoing through the night, and a growing sense of unease that had settled over the family. The final sentences sent a chill down Oliver's spine. The farm is cursed. Its grip tightens with each passing day. We can't escape. A sudden noise from upstairs jolted Oliver out of his thoughts. He froze, his heart pounding in his ears. He slowly climbed the stairs, each creak under his weight echoing through the silence. The upper floor revealed a series of bedrooms, each filled with decaying furniture and memories of a life long gone. In the last room, Oliver discovered a hidden door concealed behind a large wardrobe. The door led to a small attic, and as he climbed the rickety stairs, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The attic was filled with dust-covered trinkets and forgotten treasures. But one item caught Oliver's attention, a worn-out photo album. He opened it, revealing a series of pictures documenting the farm's history. The more he flipped through the pages, the clearer the pattern became. Each generation that lived on the farm suffered tragedy. Accidents, suicides, and unexplained deaths plagued their lives. Oliver's heart sank as he realized he had stumbled upon a dark legacy, one that had cursed the farm for decades. As he reached the end of the album, Oliver noticed a loose photograph tucked away at the back. It showed the same family from the front porch picture, but this time, their smiles were gone, replaced by a haunting emptiness. On the back, a message was scrawled in shaky handwriting. The farm demands sacrifice. Just as Oliver's mind grappled with the implications, a shadowy figure emerged from the corner of the attic. It was as if the darkness itself had taken form, a malevolent presence that loomed over him. Oliver's blood turned to ice as the figure slowly approached, its eyes burning with a sinister intensity. Oliver's breath caught in his throat as the figure drew closer, emanating an aura of malevolence that filled the attic. He stumbled backward, his mind racing, desperately searching for a way to escape this nightmare. The figure spoke, its voice a chilling whisper that echoed through the confines of the attic. "You have discovered our secrets, young Oliver. You have trespassed upon sacred ground." Fear gripped Oliver's heart, but a surge of determination washed over him. He refused to succumb to the darkness that had plagued this cursed farm for generations. Summoning his courage, he confronted the figure. "Who are you? What is the meaning of all this?" The figure's hollow eyes seemed to pierce through Oliver's soul. "We are the guardians of the farm, bound by an ancient pact. To maintain the balance, sacrifices must be made." Oliver's mind raced, trying to comprehend the twisted logic of the farm's curse. But why? Why would anyone willingly subject themselves to such suffering? A flicker of sadness passed over the figure's spectral face. Long ago, the original owners sought prosperity and fortune. They made a pact with a dark entity, sacrificing their souls and the souls of their descendants to ensure the farm's success. We are but the remnants of that sacrifice, cursed to guard this land until the debt is paid in full. Oliver's heart sank as he realized the gravity of the situation. He couldn't fathom the depths of despair and desperation that had driven those who came before him. But he refused to accept the same fate. There must be a way to break the curse, to free you from this torment. A flicker of hope shone in the figure's eyes, though its voice remained filled with melancholy. Only one who carries the bloodline of the original owners can lift the curse. They must make the ultimate sacrifice, a sacrifice of love. Oliver's mind raced, searching for a solution. Love? What does that mean? Who must be sacrificed? The figure's voice grew faint, fading as if consumed by the darkness. The curse can only be broken when a descendant willingly gives their life out of love for another. Only then will the cycle be broken, and the farm will find peace. Oliver's heart sank as he realized the enormity of the task before him. The weight of the farm's legacy pressed down upon his shoulders. But he knew he couldn't turn away, couldn't let the curse claim more innocent lives. With a determined resolve, Oliver turned to face the figure one last time. I will break the curse. I will find a way to save this farm and its tortured souls. As Oliver spoke those words, a brilliant light erupted from the figure, enveloping the entire attic. It whispered its final words, filled with gratitude and hope. Thank you, Oliver. Your bravery will be remembered. Break the cycle and bring peace to this land. And just like that, the figure dissolved into the light, leaving Oliver alone in the attic, his mind filled with a newfound purpose. He descended the stairs, his footsteps resolute as he left the farmhouse, determined to unravel the mysteries of the curse and find a way to save the farm and its haunted souls. Years passed, and Oliver delved deep into the farm's history, uncovering forgotten secrets and hidden truths. Through his research and unwavering determination, he discovered a ritual that required the ultimate sacrifice, a sacrifice born out of pure love. With his heart heavy but steadfast, Oliver returned to the farm one last time. He stood at the heart of the property, surrounded by the souls of the cursed, their ethereal presence guiding him. And in a moment of both sorrow and triumph, Oliver made the ultimate sacrifice, laying down his life out of pure love for the land and its tormented spirits. As Oliver's life force merged with the cursed earth, a profound change washed over the farm. The darkness lifted, and the weight of the curse dissipated, replaced by an indescribable sense of peace. The land flourished, and whispers of gratitude filled the air, carried by the wind that now sang with joy. Oliver's sacrifice had broken the cycle, bringing an end to the torment that had plagued the farm for generations. And though his story would forever remain a haunting memory, his name would be whispered in reverence, a hero who had selflessly saved the souls of the farm. The farm, once cursed and forsaken, became a place of hope and new beginnings. The fields thrived, the livestock grew strong, and the farm found a newfound prosperity that had long eluded it. Oliver's legacy lived on, woven into the fabric of the land, a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit.